This video is a presentation of PZOO Inc. It's a bulletin board listed company trading our ticker PZOO. Lately, we've been primarily focused on big board stocks. Haven't looked at a BB company in a little while. But this stock's put itself together a pretty nice uptrend in 2013. Big climb to start the year from down just over a penny up to a nickel. Pulled back to that support level. And ever since then, it's been making higher lows. And in the more near term, since mid-August, seeing an upward trend established. And they close up by 6.5% on Friday, holding over top of the 50-day moving average. It's going to keep this chart on watch to see if it's going to push through, see if it's going to continue to come through, make some new short-term highs, and of course potentially try and challenge these old highs at 6.1 cents. It's a modest climb to the MACD, but importantly it is holding over top of zero, which is showing a bullish trend. ADX, all three components essentially just kind of bunched together. It's a pretty neutral look, but I actually do like this type of look because there's a lot of room for the ADX to start moving upward and adding some real strength to a direction. I'd rather see it there than at extreme levels, unless I'm looking for a bottom bounce or a pullback from a top. Money flow index, trying to hold over top of 50, showing people are paying higher prices for the stock. One thing I particularly like about this chart is the upward trend in the accumulation distribution, showing strong buying in the play. In this Chaikin money flow, essentially holding in the green for all of 2013, showing that buying pressure has been outweighing selling pressure. That's a real nice look and shows a lot of strength of the chart and interest in buying the stock. CCI holding an upward trend. As always, be looking for that buy signal on the break of 100. Full STO holding over top of 50, indicating there's bullish momentum being sustained in the play. And a long-term look at this TRIX also shows a nice uptrend, and again a bullish cross right through here, holding over top of zero, signaling a bullish trend for the overall chart. RSI is just creeping up with the share price. All three components over top of 50 now. Again, that signals sustained momentum in the play. Of course, I'd like to see this up a little bit higher. I just want to see it pushing up in the 60 range or even up near 70 to show even stronger momentum in the chart. But overall, nice little uptrend holding over top of 50. That's a nice look. As I mentioned, the one thing I see is the higher lows, importantly over top of the 50 and 200-day moving averages. See the golden cross of the 50 passing through the 200-day right there in the beginning part of August. It's a nice component in any technical chart to see that golden cross. It's a bullish sign. And as I mentioned, this channel has been established now over about the last 6 weeks. So what I'd be looking for now is see if this can push through 4 cents, put a little bit of distance between the share price and the 50-day moving average, and at least come up and try and challenge this trend line on its way towards potentially challenging a static resistance point right up around a nickel. I'd like to see an increase in volume to show some more strength to blow through that trend, but I think if it can challenge 5 cents, the odds are pretty strong it's going to come right through and challenge 6 cents, where I'd expect resistance at that point to be pretty stout. But when you get down into these true penny plays, from 4 cents to go up and even challenge that resistance point, that's a 50% gain. So it's a pretty substantial move, obviously. And then generally speaking, what I'd be looking for is for this upward channel in the longer term to continue, similar to the way I'm looking for it in the short term to continue. So there's a lot of things going on with the PZOO chart. I always tend to stay near-term focused first, where things are looking pretty strong with the golden cross, price per share holding over top of the 50-day, and this upward channel that's been established. I will concede that it can have some pretty fast down days, so if it did pull back, what I'd be looking for, of course, is a trend line. And I'd look in through here, around 3.5 cents for some static support, and then potentially a little bit more down here at 3.25. But in order to see that channel held, I'd really want to see it hold around 3.5 cents. If it falls through that, there's not a lot of other support in sight. It's breaking down below the 50-day moving average, and the chart would be taking on a much less bullish look if those type of things happen to the downside. But still have to be aware of them, especially given the history of this stock. We're going to have a pretty strong down day from a percentage standpoint. So look for that 3.5 cent mark to hold as support. Those are the type of things that I'll be watching for in the PZOO chart. But as always, merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.